Hi, friends. If you're new here, my name is Allison, and I am the self proclaimed priestess of Wonderland, and I'm here to encourage you to put on and readjust your crown and be the king, queen, priestess of your own world, to take care of yourself, to nurture yourself, to connect with yourself. In these moon energy report videos, we will talk about the current week and the energy of the moon and the zodiac that we will be flowing throughout the week. We are following along in the Just a Phase moon planner. We are going to just take a few minutes to take a deep breath, to recite a mantra with a mala 108 times. This is something quick and easy for you to do to help start your week off with intention and with grounded and centeredness. It only takes a few minutes. We are also going to connect with a specific chakra for the week and choose a chakra oracle card for the collective and the community here. And we will also choose a random oracle card to connect with for the week. This helps us to really just start the week off with intention and connect. So I will leave you with future Allison, and I hope that you come along and start your week with us. Grab a cozy beverage, take a deep breath, roll your shoulders back, and start the week off with intention. The Just a Phase Moon Planner gives you all of the information that you need to learn about the moon phases and to start following along with the moon. This includes zodiac information and seasonal information. Every month starts on the new moon and provides activities as well as space to set intentions and plenty of blank space. Weekly vertical spreads provide plenty of room to plan your day as well as set intentions and pull weekly cards. Full moon information as well as more activities and more blank space to create the month and make it as creative and unique as you are. Join a community of fellow moon lovers to discuss, plan, dream, set intentions, and to share your experience. Together, at the end of the year, we will reflect on the entire year and start planning for the year ahead. All of this is getting into flow with the cycle of the seasons, the year, the moon phases, as well as your own personal birth chart and cycle. Order your copy of the Just a Phase Moon Planner today to finish out the rest of 2022 by getting in touch with yourself and the moon. Hi friends, it's Alice in Wonderland. I am just coming back from a vacation, so I've had to try to record this a couple times already. Hopefully we're going to get through it this time. I'm having trouble getting back into the work mode, so please forgive me. So I was feeling like I needed a little bit more love this week than usual. So we will be working with the Sacred Hags Oracle today for some grandmother energy. I also feel like it can kind of connect to the new moon and Cancer energy, because I do feel like Cancer season is very fun in the sun, going to visit grandma kind of energy. So I kind of feel like that somewhat has a connection here, and it's not just for personal reasons. And then I also decided to work with the sacral chakra. So we'll be picking a sacral chakra card from our oracle deck. And another reason why I'm using the sacral chakra is because I was just feeling like I needed some inspiration, some creative inspiration to like come back out of vacation mode. And we will also be going through Leo this week. And Leo is usually a very creative sign for me personally. So we'll be connecting to that energy, as well as the Cancer moon is related to the water element. And so is the sacral chakra is also related to the water element. So we'll be working with the sacral chakra today. We're listening to 417 hertz solfeggio frequencies, which activates the sacral chakra. And we will also be using the mantra VAM. So we'll start off with that first, just to kind of like settle in, get grounded and centered, connected to our sacral chakra, to get inspired, have some passion to move through this week. So take a deep breath with me. And, let me turn the solfeggio up. And VAM, 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 VAM. Alrighty, wow. So I have to admit, that's the second time that I have recorded doing the mantra, and I was struggling with it in my, like with the word VAM for some reason this time. So that makes me think that I maybe need some throat chakra work, which I usually I usually always need some sort of chakra work, and that's because like we're all changing and interacting with different energies, so it's really important. Like you can't just clear all your chakras and just expect them to stay in alignment all the time. Like we always all need help with our energetic system and constantly need to be cleansing it, clearing it, checking in with it, and focusing on it. So let's see, get an affirmation for anyone who's watching now, anyone who will be watching later. Sacral chakra affirmation for the collective. Trust and surrender. I kid you not, this is the second time I've recorded this, and this is the same card. So this is the message for this week. Trust and surrender. Your fiery energy manifests in your expansive creativity. When you trust in your most authentic self, you are full of life and vibrant color. Surrender to your process and enjoy all that you birth into the world. Spend time in nature as a source of creative fuel. Even the flowers will speak to you about ideas for your expression if you let them. The crystal they recommend is orange calcite, and the herb is calendula. Calendula is one of my favorite plants to work with. It's very healing, wound healing, specifically internal healing as well as external healing. And I really love to use it for healing scarring from endometriosis or fibroids or cysts on the uterus or the ovaries. And I love it for that, not only because it's wound healing, but just because of its orange vibrant color. It does connect to the sacral chakra, which oftentimes could be the cause of any energetic damage to the reproductive organs or system. So I'm going to be shuffling the Sacred Hags Oracle while we go through the energy for this week. And while I have this up here and reminding me, this deck that we're using today is by Danielle Dolsky, and we are reading her book, The Sacred Seasons of the Moon and Flame. We are taking one chapter a month to read collectively in Discord. If you don't have the book, we are listening to the audiobook. So if you don't have the book, don't feel like you can't come and listen in, because you'll be listening to the audiobook there. So so far it's just been a very small group of people, 2 to 3 people, which is really nice because we end up having these discussions that you don't get to have, or at least I personally don't get to have with people in my real life, in real life friends. So it's been really nice to just hang out for a couple hours in Discord and talk about the moon, talk about whatever story is discussed in that chapter, and to talk about the upcoming moon cycle in general. So it follows the moons of the year. They're not specifically, it more talks about seasonal information. It's not specifically by sign. So like, for example, this moon, or this chapter talks about the moon closest to the summer solstice. So it's the summer moon, and the ritual, there's rituals in there. So we just discuss the rituals. Sometimes they're a little bit more elaborate than others. So don't feel pressure that if you're not a ritual person, like we're not, this is just like a discussion to just talk about it. It's not like pressuring you to like do a ritual if you don't have the energy for it around the new moon. And I'm trying to schedule them a few days before the new moon. For example, we had it on Saturday. So that's like 3 to 4 days before the new moon, so that you have time to like plan and really think about what you want to set your intentions on. So I wanted to bring that up now because the next one will be on July 24th. Will be the next one. I have it set for 4 p.m. so that can accommodate both people in the U.S. and in the UK. So, I mean, we can be flexible if we need to on timing. However, I started recording it this time, but then once we started discussing things, I kind of felt uncomfortable recording the discussion part, and then I started thinking about copyright laws, like is it okay for me to be recording something that I don't own the rights to? So I know I talked about doing that, but now I just don't feel comfortable doing it. So I wanted to make it available for like more people, but certainly you can get the audiobook for free on Scribed or Audible. You can order the book online to be supporting this wonderful woman. So I don't want to take away from that. I don't know. We can talk about it, but I was talking about recording it, and then I just felt weird about recording the conversations that we were having because, number one, I didn't tell anybody that we were recording, and then I was like, oh shit, I should have done that. So anyways, and we also talked about things in our life, and that just didn't feel right to me. So I would like to make it more accessible for everybody, so we could maybe discuss the time, because now I'm realizing that recording might not be an option. But anyways, I'm hoping to do the next one on July 24th, and that is in Discord. So there is a chat available in Discord, so if you don't feel comfortable using your microphone or your video or anything like that. I mean, I think we just used our microphone just because it started out with just 2 people, so we were able to discuss, and it didn't get like too crazy, like we were talking over each other or anything like that. So I had a lot of fun and enjoyed it a lot, so I'm going to continue to do it. So join the Discord if you haven't already, because I set up an event in there, and afterwards we ended up watching The Last Airbender together, which I don't think we'll be doing that every time, because I think we'll just watch a couple episodes here and there in Discord. But we also have movie parties there too. So join the Discord if you haven't already. The next moon meeting will be July 24th. That was a very long-winded invitation to come to the next moon meeting. Okay, so this week we are starting off in Gemini, which is an air sign. Air signs are wisdom, all the like mental activity that goes on over here, the headiness, the wisdom, knowledge. Gemini specifically is ruled by Mercury, so this is a planet of communication. I typically use Gemini moons to communicate usually what I'm setting my intentions around. Like, for example, last month we had a new moon in Gemini, but so that was using your words, writing them down, or expressing them out loud, what your intentions were for the moon cycle. In this case, since we are closer to the dark moon, and the waning moon energy in this Gemini energy is to express what you're releasing. This is the last day that we have a chance to let go of things, and I encourage you to use the Gemini to either write down what you are shedding, releasing, letting go of, or verbally saying it out loud. So today is the last opportunity for that, because we move into Cancer at 7:54 a.m. on Tuesday. So Cancer energy, we're moving into the element of water, and that is can be emotional. Water energy is emotions, spiritual energy, subconscious energy, anything that's like below the surface, that sort of thing. Cancer is ruled by the moon, so that adds more of a watery emotional aspect to it, because the moon reflects our emotions. And Cancer is also at home in the moon is at home in the sign of Cancer, and so Cancer is the sign of the home. It's loving, it's nurturing, it's caring, but it's also kind of tough love energy, because remember, it's the symbol is the crab. So this is like pinching you in the butt a little bit to like move you forward. Like, yes, I'll give you a big hug with my claw arms, but I'm going to pinch you in the butt to get you moving out of your comfort zone. So this month we have a self-commitment space here in the Gestive Phase Moon Planner. So I encourage you to use this new moon to set intentions around committing to some sort of self-care ritual, whether that's a daily ritual that you do every morning, something that you do every night before you go to bed, something that you do once a week, or something that you simply do once a month. And that could be whenever the moon is in Cancer, you're committing to some sort of self-care item. That could be like purchasing something nice for yourself, eating a good meal, exercising, whatever is going to like fill your cup up and replenish and re-nourish you. We are also focusing on the moon in general. So this could be a commitment to following the moon. We have this beautiful Mother of Darkness, We Are the Goddess folk song here. You can find many, many versions of this on YouTube. We were listening to one at the moon meeting on Saturday. I love this song so much. I'll probably post another version of it because I found quite a few good ones. And I encourage you to listen to it just because you can use it as a chant, and once you get like that beat and that rhythm of it, it's really kind of a nice thing to chant. You could even use your mala to chant the words if you wanted to connect to that energy. So, new moon is happening at 10:52 p.m. Eastern time. So that means for most of the day we're going to be in that dark phase, which I try to do nothing. And I mean like bare minimum, like obviously go to work, do the things that you need to do, but then I come home, I rest, I have a quick and easy meal planned. This is my day of drinking smoothies that I like to keep in the refrigerator. I like to have tea and nourishing foods easily accessible so that it's not taking that much energy for me. This is just something that this might not work for everybody, but this is just something that I have found that works for me, especially since being a massage therapist, I'm usually caring for other people and using my energy for other people, and it is just physically demanding to be a massage therapist. So I need quick and easy things. Otherwise, I'm grabbing my comfort food is hot fries. I'm comforting hot fries, which there's absolutely no nutrients in that. So I just try to make sure that I have things easily accessible so that when I don't have energy, I'm not reaching for a bag of chips. I'm reaching for a smoothie or like my herbal teas or something like that so I can stay hydrated. So new moon, Tuesday, Wednesday might be a little bit low energy days, and also maybe emotional. So really commit to this self-care routine that you would like to add into your week, day, month, whatever that is. And there's also morning rituals and evening rituals with this deck, so we'll see what comes up for the collective for this card too. So you might be able to pull from that information when we get there. So Thursday at 8:40 p.m. Eastern time, we move into Leo. So Leo, again, we can focus on that sacral chakra energy, the trust and surrender that we had. Here you can focus on that intention, and that is what I'm using these spaces for here. I'm using these spaces here for just some sort of motivation. It could be I write trust and surrender really big right here, or I sometimes journal a little bit about my card of the week. Anything that's going to like really motivate me throughout the week is what I put in that space there. So focus, get that those creative juices going with Leo energy, because Leo is a fire sign, and it's proud and courageous and kind of Gryffindor energy if you're a Harry Potter fan. So then at 8:30, so that's Friday and Saturday, we'll be in fire energy, and then on Sunday morning at 8:32 a.m. we move into Virgo energy, and that's going to bring us back down to the ground. That's earth energy. Virgo likes to get organized, so you might be maybe planning your week on Sunday at some point in time on Sunday, getting ready for the first quarter week, where hopefully you'll start to have more energy flowing through you, because most of this week will be either new moon energy, dark moon energy, or just waxing crescent energy, which is just having a little bit of access to that energy. So next week you'll have more energy, and we'll obviously get into that then. But just to recap what we've got going on here, we're starting off with Gemini. And then tomorrow we are moving into the new moon / dark moon, or dark moon / new moon energy of Cancer. This is homey, watery, emotional. Make sure to take care of yourself. Stay hydrated on Tuesday, Wednesday. And then Thursday evening, we're moving into fire energy with Leo. And then on Sunday morning, we move into earth energy. So let's pull a card for the collective. We have Seasons of the Moon and Flame. Interesting. So this card is the title of the book that we are reading in Discord. Let's see what information we get from this card. This is so interesting. That would be funny if I had forgotten to tell you about the moon meeting, and then this pops up like, hey, remember that book we're reading? Okay, so the key word here is Wheel of the Year. So we do have a wheel pictured here. So grandmother speaks. Around again, this spiraling wheel turns. An inverted tornado time is. A quietly shrinking whirligig that brings us all closer to some as yet unnamed truth. Remember how slowly time moved when we were children, before we lived from hour to hour, how swiftly our clocks move now, how removed from nature's dance many are, but not you. Not you, 'cause you follow the moon. You live so close to the slow dancing moon and sun. What a gift you have. You must share your way of being in the world with others who care to listen. They must see the faith of someone who has, against all odds, befriended the spiral turning of time. The morning ritual is titled The Wild Cone of Time. Breathe deeply this holy dawn and fill yourself with a sense of expanding possibility. Close your eyes and call up an image of a horizontal cone-shaped spiderweb that turns slowly clockwise. With what we might call the past nested at the widest edge. I will post this ritual in the Facebook group and in Discord in case you would like to practice this if I'm not doing a very good job reading it. The yet to come is nearing the narrowest part of the cone, and you, in this moment, are somewhere in between, nested small and warm somewhere in the great web. Stay with this image for a moment, breathing, and when you are ready, read these words aloud. Such beauty there is in feeling intricately woven into the whole. I dreamed once of some ordinary morning, of a spinning cone-shaped web built from silver glinting threads, and I knew this intergalactic sculpture to be called time. I crawled like a mother orb weaver spider, to and fro, nesting in centuries long gone and not yet born worlds. I could smell the turning out of alien generations across the cosmos. Like minty dew, I understood that the merit of my magic. Here we are, held by the tensile strength of knots and bridge lines. Here we are, nested in the wild cone of time. So, it looks like it's a visualization of imagining that time is a cone-shaped spider web, envisioning that you are in the center of it, that it is spinning clockwise, and then reciting those words to connect to that energy. So the moonlight ritual says seasons of work and play. Before you sink into the soft nest of your bed on this night, take a moment to ponder your lived out loud story within the context of the 4 solar seasons. To begin, take to your journal and choose to focus on just one of the following life areas: home, physical health, money, sexuality, time alone, time with others, creativity, play, kinship with nature, sacred work, identity, selfhood, romantic love, paternal love, voice, truth-telling, psychic reception, learning, or spiritual growth. That's a lot of categories. Now ask yourself in what ways this life area ebbs and flows, shifts and changes according to the seasons of the year. Allow unseen patterns to emerge. Perhaps you tend to move houses in autumn, or you find yourself spending more time engaged in creative work in winter. Whatever the patterns, simply notice them for now, acknowledging the container of the year's will as it affects your life. Some patterns may be so pronounced that you can predict what comes, preparing for a potential upheaval or tenderizing your heart to make space for a new love. Offer gratitude to the many seasons now, those named and those unnamed, and remember we are creaturely. We are patterned, and our souls are attuned to the sun and the moon in a way our human clocks are not. So this is a really interesting practice. I almost thought, because of the spiderweb imagery here, that it was going to, I think it might be the artist way that has you take a circle and you divide the circle into like all these pie pieces, and the pie pieces are the areas of life in which like she was talking about, which is like I don't know, home, work, play, etc. And you rate them in kind of the same way that you might with a mood tracker, imagining that like, so we've got all these different parts of our life, and then you say like, how much time do I actually spend at home? And you mark, you can imagine that this line is like 1 to 10 or 1 to 5. You say like, on a scale of 1 to 10, I maybe spend 50% of my time at home or something like that. So you have this little mark. And then work, how much time do you spend at work? And it's usually more, right? It's like 70% of the time. And then you're connecting the dots and seeing like where all of these different aspects of your life are. And the goal is of course to have like equal time everywhere. But most of our wheels end up looking very jagged. And I thought that it was going to be a similar exercise like that. But just using the Just a Phase planner in general, you can look back at your mood trackers and see like, and that's what that notes section is for. Like, oh wow, so in the summertime, or like she was using an example, in the wintertime you're more creative, or something like that. Or just noting, like I wrote, I need days off, like I just don't take days off. So you just notice these things that like, okay, summertime would be a good time to start taking days off, because it's Cancer season, and Cancer is take care of yourself, nurture yourself, love yourself. So we could easily look back at the mood trackers and see what seasons you're more active, or what seasons you're feeling more playful, or what season, especially if you've been using the planner or any sort of tracking system for a couple years, you can go back and look at those and see that like, oh wow, I do always move in October or something like that. So again, I will post these exercise and rituals in the Facebook group and Discord, so I'll remember to do that. And really interesting that we got this card for this week, because the new moon in Cancer asks us to like check in. How are we feeling? Where's your self-care doing? Do you feel at home? What can make you feel more comfortable? What's going to support you and nourish you as we move through the rest of the year? So I love that card for this week. I hope that you can join us for our next moon meeting. I can put it out there that like, do you think that once a week listening to a section of the book would be better? I'm honestly not sure that I could commit to a weekly thing, just because my schedule is so all over the place. But if that is something that would work for everybody else, I know I'm not the only one with the audiobook, so maybe we could make that work if there was a time I'm not able to do it. But I am committed to nourishing and taking care of my whole being is the affirmation that we have here for this week. Remember, today is the last day of releasing. Tomorrow is going to be a day of feeling empty and low energy and just sitting with that emptiness. And then how are you going to fill your cup back up? What kind of water and emotions do you want to call in? And how are you going to maintain a self-care practice? How are you going to stay committed? And I've given you this whole page of space. Where is it? I've given you this whole page of space to say, you can do it like a letter, like, Dear Allison, I plan, intend, commit to taking one day off a week is what I'm going to try to commit to. At least like 12 hours of nothing, like reading a fiction book, floating in the pool, sitting in the sun, going for a walk, getting a massage. This would be a good new moon thing to do. I've noticed that it's cheaper to go to a float tank place than it is to get a massage, at least in my area. And you do feel reborn when you come out of that, even if it's like just an hour session. So I highly recommend going to a float tank, a deprivation tank. That would be a fun thing to do this new moon. My husband told me I wanted to do it for our anniversary together, and he was like, he had things that he needed to do on our staycation, so he told me to go alone, and I was like, well, I'd feel bad. Then I would feel like I would have to give him a massage when I got back, and that would just like defeat the whole purpose. So sorry, I'm just talking too much. So I hope you have a wonderful week. If you feel comfortable sharing your self-commitment with us, that would be wonderful. Facebook now has an anonymous post, so if you wanted to share your self-care commitment and have it be anonymous, you can do that now. Discord also feels a little bit more private, and I am right there with anybody who is hesitant to join Discord because I'm an older millennial or elder millennial or whatever. I'm actually kind of closer to Gen X than I am, it took me a while to get used to Discord, and now I really like it because it's just, there's only a few of us that hang out there, and it's fun, it's intimate, it feels like a nice little community there, whereas I just really don't like Facebook anymore. But I understand that like that's what everybody uses and all of that. I'm just rambling, you guys. I'm just rambling. Okay. Have a good week. I should have lots of things coming your way. But right now, the only thing that is set in stone is the July 24th new moon prep, I guess, or moon meeting is what I'm calling it, the moon meeting. So I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see you next week.